guys, welcome back to the Nottingham Forest save and welcome to a brand new season of it as well. We are in season 3 and we do have European football this season. Spoilers incoming. We finished 6th in the Premier League last season. We went into the final day in the top 4, but it didn't quite go our way against Tottenham and other results went against us as well. So unfortunately, it was 6th only. However, we will be involved in the Europa League this season. You can see that we are in the Europa League column, so we will be in the group stage of the Europa League. I don't believe we have to go through any sort of playoffs, so we do have European football of some description. About 60 million to spend as well, which is good news because we are wanting to spend that and probably the majority of it too. Short-term wise, youth development side of things, we haven't really focused on youth development in this save, and I don't think I'm going to either, but I could quite easily just sign one of each just to get the tick for the board objective. Get a streak of 5 games without defeat in home matches this season. I don't know whether that's going to be more straightforward or less straightforward than the clean sheet one from last year. To be fair, I can win or draw. It's just go unbeaten in 5 straight home games, and given the run of form we showed last year after Christmas, certainly that should be achievable. Sign one crucial first team player assigned to a forward position as well is intriguing, because I might be doing that, I might not be doing that. It's not necessarily a priority. We are looking to strengthen at the back first, but there are plenty of free agent options that we're going to be having a look at momentarily as well. Within 2 seasons, increase your club worth by 20% through player sales and competition prize money. Easily done in the Premier League because there's so much bloody money to be made from TV. With regards to the Europa League, they would like us, with regards to the league, they would like us to finish in the Europa League spot again this year and reach the round of 16 in the FA Cup. And with regards to the Europa League, they would like me to reach the semi-final. Little bit ambitious for my first season in European football, but it's FIFA, so we probably shouldn't have expected anything less. With regards the squad and who we have put on the transfer list, I will show you. So we have Elliot Brown on the transfer list. Trikoupis I'm keeping for now with a view to moving him on because I have some free agent goalkeepers I'd like to or options I potentially will bring in as a backup. And then Skiotis is loan listed now. I've called him up from the youth academy. He does have potential to be special, so he needs to play, hence why he's loan listed out. With regards to defence, I am still very much heavily leaning towards selling Joe Worrell because I definitely want 2 new centre-backs. The decision is whether one of them is Japhet Tanganga or not. So that's certainly something you guys are going to have to give me your feedback on. So I'm going to sell. Richie Larea, I might move on because there potentially is some free agent options available to us in that position. Cook is going to go out on loan again. Vransk is going to go out on loan to get him as much playtime as possible and hopefully maximise his growth because, again, free agent options look like they might be pretty decent. Loan listed Jackson Bowman. Don't know whether that's worth it or not. Loan listed Alex Mighton. Hopefully he'll get some decent growth, and obviously we only have the 2 strikers at the club, but continually Maxwell Cornet is the man that gets the nod ahead of Gonzalo Ramos. And you'll notice we, rather than being all 78 or 79 rated, are now mainly 80 rated. Niakate, Richards, Mangala, Ramsey and Johnson and Cornet all now 80 rated. Hoping that Nico Williams can grow this year as well. So obviously the depth in the team isn't there at the minute, and with a number of players also looking to go out on loan as well, I'm going to need to sign some players to increase the depth, especially now that we've added European competition to the mix as well. So free agent wise, there is Alessandro Florenzi or Sergio Roberto potentially available as a right-sided option. Obviously they could both play in central midfield as well if needs be. Sergio Roberto actually has centre mid as one of his stats or one of his positions listed. And Florenzi is just as good, if not better there as well. I'm leaning towards Florenzi because for me, even though he's lower rated, he's actually the better player. So I'm not throwing that one to you. I am signing Alessandro Florenzi on a free now. Japhet Tanganga is here as a centre-back option. It's up to you guys whether we do or do not buy him in this window. I'm looking at free agent options everywhere else, and mainly wanting to spend my money, pay transfer fees for centre-backs in this window. I've got my scouts out looking at a number of goalkeepers, but please offer me your centre-back options in the comment section down below and let me know whether we do or do not signed Japhet Tanganga permanently. He was on loan last year, did very well, but are we looking elsewhere, or are we looking to bring him in and have him become a permanent member of the squad? Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is available on a free as well. That is another one that I'm not going to hang about with. I'm going to snap him up on a free as well. Florenzi and the Ox are both coming in. Oxlade-Chamberlain will join us, and he will fill that role left by Vransk as Vransk goes out on loan. Then when he comes back, Oxlade-Chamberlain will take a backward step or be moved on permanently himself. So I'll only sign him to a maximum 2-year deal. Anwar El-Ghazi is here mainly because maybe I could move him to Cam, but I'm unsure. Michael Elise is a player that I would be open to buying at Cam, but I don't yet know what his value is or what his rating is. Obviously, we're looking for some rotation options there with Brennan Johnson. Marco Piazza is potentially an option for that particular role, although I'm not sure quite how good he's going to be. Although, again, would be a backup option to Brennan Johnson. Bobby Firmino is available on a free. But I don't know if I can justify signing Bobby Firmino at this stage as a Europa League team. Obviously, we made the exception with Unai Simon in goal, given where Bilbao were in the league and the fact that goalkeepers are slightly different to outfield players. We signed Unai Simon, but Bobby Firmino, released by Liverpool, who obviously finished, second in the table last year? I don't know. If you guys think I could or should get Bobby Firmino in on a free, then let me know, but his wages will be sizable, so that would be a stumbling block probably as well. As alternative striker options, Bobby would probably be played at striker, although I could potentially use him at Cam. As striker options currently, Borja Mayoral is available on a free, but he's not that fast, so I'm not sure. I just wanted to scout him. Joshua Zirkzee is also available. Again, not that fast. I thought he was quicker than that, Zirkzee, but technically could be pretty good. His finishing is at least 78, so that's pretty decent. And of course, he's young and could grow. And then the slightly older options, João Pedro is there as well, basically he's already an established striker. So we could potentially pick up Zirkzee or João Pedro, Borja Mayoral or Bobby Firmino, or Piazza for that Cam and striker rotation. Maybe we could buy Michael Elise, but I am going to go and get Alessandro Florenzi in, and I am going to go and get Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in as well, because they're too good to turn down. I will offer Florenzi rotation. He wants important, he can have it. I'm not going to sign him for too long a deal, though, because rather evidently he's 32, so I'll try and get him to sign a 1-year deal if he will. Perfect. We'll use Florenzi for a year. He'll run out of contract and probably start to decline, but as a squad role, he will certainly be great backup to Nico Williams. If he'll accept 44,000, that would be great. Still wants 54. Will you accept 50? I'm going to have to be a little bit stingy because we've quite a bit of business we want to get done. Still wants 54. Fine, you can have it. Alessandro Florenzi is in. He is a red. Now, let's make Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain a red again, shall we? Used to play for Southampton in red and white and played for Liverpool in red and is now hopefully going to come for us to play in red again. Wants an important role. If he'll accept rotation, that'd be banging. Not to worry. Now, probably only a 2-year deal is what was going to be the next words out of my mouth. Sweet. This should work out really well, provided those that are going out on loan do get the first team football that we're hoping them to get. And it accepts 55 as well with that bonus, so maybe I can drop a bit to perhaps 50, and then that's that deal done. Still wants 55, that's fine. It was just a guess as to where to offer him initially, and turns out we were pretty spot on with the 54. So, 55, right. I'm quite happy with those two signings. That's already squad depth on the way in. Now, waiting for squad reports, or scout reports even elsewhere. Now, the pre-season tournament is currently ongoing. Oxlade-Chamberlain is 78 rated, so certainly going to be a great option. He's just a good all-rounder, isn't he? It should be brilliant backup. Alessandro Florenzi, similarly, going to be excellent backup. Means that Larea will probably be sold on. Although at this stage, I won't go out of my way to move him on, because again, we might well need the depth, and I could utilise him as a left wing back. replacement for Omar Richards or backup for Omar Richards. So I'm not going out of my way to sell him. Now, the pre-season tournament we could gain up to £7 million from, so it's certainly something we would like to do well enough in. I'm going to continually get bids for Panzo. I'm going to continually turn those down. I don't want to sell Panzo. I want him to stay. And hopefully we can, well, we won't be able to convince him to stay, but we can force him to stay until the end of his contract, which is another 2 years. So, tough tartar, sunshine. You're not going anywhere. Stade Rennais are coming in for him as well. No! He's going to stay. So, pre-season tournament, we'll just sim our way through. Turns out everybody wants Jonathan Panzo. Let me know, comment section. Do I just sell Panzo and stop him whinging? I'm quite happy to just keep him at the club and power through. Right, I expect to lose to Juventus. I'm not expecting to do... Oh, hello, Brennan Johnson with the brace. I'm expecting to do too well in this pre-season tournament, but actually, we might be all right. That's 3 points on the board immediately. Panzo's popular, isn't he? Bloody hell. I wonder... I can't block transfers for him because he's put in a transfer request and he's actually on the transfer list. I'm sure it won't let me... Can I block offers? Yeah, no, I can't. I didn't think I could. So, Lazio and Getafe left to play. I've got some scout reports out on some players from the free agent market that aren't on my shortlist. And when we get those back, I will, if they're worthwhile showing you, show you them. But at present, we're just going to trundle our way towards the beginning. We've won there as well. Awani, Tyro with a late win after Jacob Ramsey set us on our way. So, we'll wait and see what happens in the run-up to the league season. But for now... We're going to interesting Tanganga from Atletico Madrid. Can't really compete with that, can I? Now, whilst I can't really compete with that, Tyler Cook is looking like he might well get a decent loan offer here from Sporting. We'll send him out on loan to Portugal, and that should be good for him. I think Tanganga potentially looks like he might be unattainable then, which is fine. Like I said, I wanted to bring two in, whether that includes Tanganga or not. It is open to interpretation, but I don't think I can compete with Atletico Madrid, can I? Joao Pedro is 80 rated. I mean, he would be a good option as a backup striker, certainly. Stefan Ortega was one of the goalkeepers I was looking at on a free. 88 kicking is going to artificially boosting his rating to 80. He's got 85 reflexes, but only 76 handling, positioning and diving. But it would only be a backup, so maybe that is something we could do. Bettinelli is 72 rated, so yes, absolutely not going to be signing Bettinelli as a backup goalkeeper. But do let me know if there's anyone in these scout reports that pops up that you think I should look to do, then I will, of course, do it. Right, we'll get a loan for Skiotis, hopefully, to Fulham and move him on. Obviously, I'm fully aware that this is rather a wordy video, but this is the nature of the beginning. Hello, scout reports. This is the nature of the beginning of any new season, isn't it? Right, let me just reject that for Panzo. And I've got some scout reports to look at. BRB. So Cook has been loaned out to Sporting. That's agreed. Skiotis has agreed to go, or sorry, Fulham have accepted the 1 year loan rather than loan to buy. So hopefully Skiotis will accept to go there. Yates' position. Now, he was down as a centre mid, and I was trying to train him as a centre back, but it said it was going to take hundreds of weeks. It was going to take years, basically. So I'm hoping it was only going to take 2 weeks to change him to a CDM. So I'm hoping if I change him to a CDM, you can see 224 weeks to change him to a centre back. But if he's down as a CDM rather than a centre mid, then maybe he might get slightly better boosts, which indeed he is now getting as a centre back. Perfect. That's worked out very nicely indeed. So Stuttgart now in the semi-final of the pre-season tournament. There were some players of interest in those scout reports. We lose to Stuttgart, unfortunately. So we're not going to maximise our potential incomings from the pre-season tournament. Sevilla will face Stuttgart in the final as they knock out Juventus, who will be in FIFA 23, by the way. Juventus are licensed again for FIFA 23. Wolves have bid £23 million for Maxwell Cornet. No, go away. Another 2.7 million added, prize money-wise. Good. So, on the shortlist now are Lunev and Ryan as potential backup goalkeepers. Lunev is 78 diving, 73 handling. His kicking's lower, but that's fine. Kicking's not that important, is it? I very rarely actually try and go for a precision kick-out from the goalkeeper. 77 at 31. Matthew Ryan is slightly better. 77 positioning. compared to Lunev's 76, 78, diving for 177, handling 76, handling 73. I think Matthew Ryan is going to be a decent backup goalkeeper. He's going to want a little bit wage-wise, but as a backup, I'm sure he'd be happy enough. If I can get him for under £40,000 a week, then, or maybe under £45,000 a week-ish, then we could be all right. He'll accept rotation, that's banging, because he'll play cup games. 2 years is good too. If he can play cup games and he can play some lesser European games, depends who's in our group, of course. Wage-wise, I'll offer him like 35, and we'll see if he'll accept it. If he does, great. If he doesn't, then we'll negotiate. He does accept it. Perfection. Welcome in, Matthew Ryan. We have a backup goalkeeper, lads. So, scout reports are back. Sergio Roberto, I'll remove now. Tanganga, obviously, in the process of talking to Atletico Madrid, so that looks unlikely now. Piazza is 76 rated and looks decent. Not spectacular, but again, we'd only really be looking for a backup to Brennan Johnson. So maybe for 50 grand a week, that could be something we could do. Alternatively, we could look to maybe bring in Michael Elise as a backup, although he might be itching more to start, but I wouldn't get the opportunity to do that. Bobby Firmino's gone to Real Madrid, so that's kind of why I said I couldn't really sign Bobby Firmino. And then Xerxes 77, obviously young and can grow, but he's not great. I don't know if he'd be good enough. 82 ball control, 79 dribbling, 79 finishing, are decent stats, and he's okay pace-wise. 73 acceleration, 78 experience speed, can be trained, of course. But João Pedro might be more effective in the short term. I would potentially pick up both if we sell Taiwo. What's Xerxes' passing like? 79 short passing, which is the same as Taiwo's, and João Pedro's is 81. So, chat, or YouTube comment section, do I sign one of them? If so, which? Do I sign both and sell Taiwo? Maybe. Because I haven't really properly clicked with Taiwo, and he does let me down more often than not. And then what do we do with the cam spot? Do I sign Piazza on a free, or do I potentially buy Michael Elise? And then, obviously, we're still looking to get, well, multiple centre-backs in. At least two, really. And if Joe Worrell leaves, maybe one more. But I've got a sizable amount of money to spend, about £60 million still. And obviously, if I sell Joe Worrell, if I sell Taiwo, then we will have a number of other options available to us. And a couple of other players are still transfer listed. Let me know what to do with Panzo as well. Really unsure there. And then potentially, still hoping to get a loan bid in for Vransk sooner rather than later. And then the Belgian can go out and, fingers crossed, get a decent loan spell. So I'm not going to advance too much further than where we are now, really. I'll go to the end of the week, but I don't really want to go too far because obviously I want to be able to scout everybody that you guys suggest to me. So I need to allow enough time to be able to do that. Again, I'm fully aware that it's been a waffly opening episode, but that is the nature of these first episodes, isn't it? Where I'm basically waiting for your feedback and I'm just kind of outlaying the situation, the scenario that we find ourselves in at this particular moment in time. Michael Elise is 80 rated, so that's the same as Brennan Johnson. He's good dribbling-wise. His long passing's good. His long pass is great, actually. Short pass is really good too, and he's quick and agile. That's a signing I would very much like to make, but only if we've gotten in the defensive units that we want to get in. Because I have to prioritise the defensive situation at the minute because that is the weakest place for me. Loan to buy for Vransk for Porto. We'll make that just a loan, and if they'll accept that, then he can go there and hopefully get first team football and progress onwards. So again, things are developing in a number of different places. Tanganga's, you just saw there, it might not be here anymore. There you go. Tanganga is now an Atletico Madrid player. So I am going to need 2 centre-back options, please. Porto have agreed the 1-year loan. Hopefully Vransk will agree to go there and he'll go out on loan for the rest of this season and get plenty of first-team football and grow, hopefully, exponentially. Bid for Bowman as well. Loan to buy. No, again, we'll just delegate the loan and continually I will reject the offer for Jonathan Panzo. Right, that will probably do us for our first episode of Season 3. Obviously, we're kind of hanging in the balance with a number of positions, and I really need your feedback in multiple areas, so I don't want to advance too far. But we have made a couple of signings. Alessandro Florenzi is in. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is also in, and I'm very pleased with those two. You see that Jacob Ramsey's up to 81 since the start of this season as well, which is good news. And with Elwini being 80 rated now too, if we do decide to sell him on, then obviously that means his valuation's going to have gone up a little bit as well. Still got Mbaye to sell, but I'm looking for 2 centre-backs, and then let me know what to do free agent-wise with the cam spot and the striker spot. That's what you've got to do for me. So please, comment section, get it done. That's all for this one. I will see you in tomorrow's episode where we will crack on with your feedback taken on board. Drop the video a like if you've enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You won't miss out on more. Hit that notification bell and you definitely won't. I'll see you next time.